They once ruled the roads with quiet confidence. Steel doors closed with authority. Engines hummed with patience. German cars became symbols of pride, precision, and trust. But then, something changed. Progress arrived faster than durability could follow. Electronics replaced metal. Efficiency replaced endurance. And the machines that were built to last a lifetime were slowly pushed aside. Few realized it at the time, but the greatest German engines were never the fastest or the most advanced. They were the ones that refused to quit. The cars that carried families, worked without rest, crossed borders, and outlived the people who bought them. This is a story of rise, dominance, and disappearance, of engineering without compromise, and of a question that still haunts the modern road. Which German engines were truly built to run forever? Number 10. BMW E30 318i. Not the fastest, not the flashiest, but this is where endurance quietly begins. BMW built the E30 during a golden age of ambition. Racing success on top, precision engineering underneath. And yet, hidden beneath that sharp silhouette was a flaw. The world moved on too fast. Turbos arrived. Electronics multiplied. Simplicity was left behind. Few realized it at the time, but the modest 1.8-liter M40 engine was the real hero. No tricks, no drama, just metal, timing, and patience. It didn't chase power, it chased balance. And balance is what lets engines live long lives. These cars dominated city streets, campuses, and back roads. Then they vanished, scrapped, drifted, forgotten. And yet, the survivors keep going. Cold starts. High mileage. Original internals still spinning. The most recommended model year is 1990, the final and most refined iteration before BMW changed direction. This isn't immortality yet, but it's the first crack in the myth, because next, the engine stopped caring about comfort at all. Number 9. Volkswagen Passat B3 1.8. A car built for everyone, and remembered by almost no one. When the Passat B3 arrived, it was a revolution hiding in plain sight. Front-wheel drive refinement. Space like a larger class. German logic turned into metal. Families loved it. Fleets trusted it. Millions were sold. And that was the problem. Mass success made it invisible. Under the hood lived the simple 1.8-liter gasoline engine. No turbo, no bravado. Just steady breathing and conservative tuning. It was never stressed, never rushed. It worked the same way every single day, year after year. These cars carried children to school, groceries home, lives forward. Then newer Passats arrived. More tech, more weight, more things to fail. Few realized it at the time, but the old B3 just kept going while progress complicated everything. The most recommended model year is 1992, when early issues were resolved and reliability peaked. It doesn't feel legendary yet. But next, durability stops being accidental and starts becoming intentional. Number 8. Audi A6 B4 2.0. A car engineered to survive the future, then quietly abandoned by it. Audi entered the 1990s obsessed with progress, galvanized bodies, better aerodynamics. A promise that rust and age would no longer decide a car's fate. And in chasing perfection, something unexpected happened. They built an engine that simply refused to age. The 2.0-liter naturally aspirated engine wasn't exciting. It didn't rev for applause or pull headlines, but it was balanced, overbuilt, designed to run smoothly even when neglected, especially when neglected. These cars thrived in harsh winters, broken roads, and long commutes. They were driven hard, maintained lightly, and still, they endured. Then Audi moved on. More electronics, more complexity. The market followed. Few realized it at the time, but the Audi A6 didn't disappear. It migrated. Eastern Europe, rural roads, endless mileage. The most recommended model year is 1994, the final B4 evolution with peak build quality. This wasn't an accident, because next, Mercedes proves that even a small luxury car can outlive giants. Number 7. Mercedes-Benz 190e 2.3. Mercedes' smallest luxury car, built with the mindset of a flagship. When the 190e arrived, critics scoffed. A cheap Mercedes, they said. A compromise. Stuttgart responding to pressure, not pride. And yet beneath that conservative shape was something almost stubborn. Mercedes engineers refused to downscale their values. The 2.3-liter engine was engineered like it expected punishment. Thick castings, conservative tuning, a rhythm that favored longevity over excitement. It wasn't fast, it wasn't dramatic, it was dependable in a way that felt intentional. These cars became taxis, commuters, first cars, last cars. They idled for hours, they ran hot, they ran cold, and they kept running. Then the world demanded more tech, more screens, more speed. Mercedes listened. Few realized it at the time, but the 190e was the last baby Benz built without compromise. The most recommended model year is 1991 after years of refinement and proven durability. It still feels civilized. But next, comfort gives way to something heavier, something excessive, something legendary. Number 6. Volkswagen Golf MK2 1.6 Diesel. A car that gave up comfort so it could never give up on you. When Volkswagen built the MK2 Golf Diesel, refinement wasn't the goal, survival was. At a time when the industry chased speed and smoothness, this engine went the opposite direction. Slower, louder, almost stubbornly simple. And that was its secret. The 1.6-liter diesel didn't rush. It thumped. It rattled. It worked. No turbo pressure, no electronics begging for mercy. Just mechanical injection and parts built thick enough to forgive neglect. These cars became tools, student cars, delivery cars. Cars that started every morning, even when owners didn't care if they looked good anymore. Then progress arrived. Quieter engines, cleaner emissions, more complexity. Few realized it at the time, but the MK2 diesel had already won. It outlasted trends, owners, and expectations. The most recommended model year is 1991, the final refinement before the formula disappeared. Next, endurance stops sounding rough and starts sounding smooth. Number 5. BMW E34 525i. A luxury sedan that chased perfection and accidentally found immortality. In the early 1990s, BMW was obsessed with balance. Comfort without softness, power without chaos. The E34 5 Series was the result. A car that felt precise, confident, alive. But hidden beneath that calm confidence was a quiet rebellion against the future. The inline-six M50 engine was overbuilt on purpose. Smooth, yes, but also thick with metal, conservatively tuned, and engineered to stay cool under pressure. It loved long highways. It loved high mileage. It loved being left alone. These cars dominated executive parking lots, autobahns, late-night drives. Then BMW evolved. More electronics, more complexity, less forgiveness. Few realized it at the time, but the E34 had reached the perfect balance point. After that, everything became sharper and shorter-lived. The most recommended model year is 1993, after the M50 received key refinements. Smoothness has reached its peak. Next, weight takes over, and durability becomes almost absurd. Number 4. Mercedes-Benz W124 300e. A car so over-engineered it became a problem for the future. Mercedes didn't just want to build the best sedan in the world. They wanted to build the last one anyone would ever need. The W124 was their masterpiece. Silent doors, thick steel, engineering decisions made without asking what they cost. And that excess hid a truth. The 3.0-liter M103 engine was built with margins stacked on margins. Smooth, understressed, and endlessly tolerant. It didn't mind traffic. It didn't fear highways. It didn't care if you forgot maintenance once in a while. These cars ruled taxi fleets, business roads, and family garages. Then accountants arrived. Weight became the enemy. Durability became negotiable. Few realized it at the time, but the W124 marked the end of Mercedes' no-compromise era. The most recommended model year is 1992, when reliability and refinement peaked. This is where legends start forming. Next, diesel stops being practical and starts becoming unstoppable. Number 3. Audi A6 C4 2.5 TDI. A modern diesel icon born from progress and hardened by restraint. In the mid-1990s, Audi stood at a crossroads. Technology was accelerating, expectations were rising, and diesel, once slow and agricultural, was being reborn. The A6 C4 arrived as proof that efficiency could feel premium. But hidden beneath that clean design was a quiet refusal to rush. The 2.5-liter 5-cylinder TDI was engineered with patience. Long strokes. Low stress. Timing built to last, not impress. It pulled steadily, endlessly, like it had nowhere urgent to be. And that calm is what saved it. These cars crossed countries in a single day. They lived on highways. They ignored mileage milestones that scared other engines into retirement. Then newer TDIs came. Faster, cleaner, more fragile. Few realized it at the time, but the C4 was the last Audi diesel built before complexity took over. The most recommended model year is 1996, the final and most refined evolution. Diesel has become royalty now. But next, it becomes a tool, and tools are built to survive anything. Number 2. Volkswagen Transporter T4 2.5 TDI, a working vehicle that accidentally became a legend. The T4 was never meant to be admired. It was designed to carry weight, absorb abuse, and wake up every morning without questions. Builders trusted it. Couriers punished it. Families lived inside it. And somehow it survived them all. That was the flaw no one planned for. The 2.5-liter TDI engine wasn't tuned for excitement. It was tuned for endurance, thick internals, low stress. Torque delivered calmly, endlessly. It didn't sprint, it endured. Highway after highway, load after load. These vans crossed countries fully packed. They idled for hours. They ran hot, cold, overloaded, undermaintained. And still, they came back for more. Then emissions tightened. Complexity crept in. The era changed. Few realized it at the time, but the T4 was the last transporter built like a tool instead of a product. The most recommended model year is 2001, the final refinement before everything became more fragile. Only one remains now, and it doesn't just run forever. It redefined what forever means. Number 1. Mercedes-Benz W124, 240D, and 300D. A car built to outlast its owners, and sometimes their countries. In the late 1970s, Mercedes believed durability was a moral obligation. Profit came second. Reputation came first. The W123 was the result. It wasn't designed for trends. It was designed for time, and time lost. Under the hood, the diesel engines told a different story. The 240D and 300D didn't chase speed or silence. They embraced mechanical honesty, thick cast iron, mechanical injection, tolerances so forgiving they bordered on agricultural. These engines didn't wear out. They settled in. These cars became taxis that never slept. Family cars passed down generations. Machines that crossed deserts, borders, and political eras without complaint. Then the world changed. Emissions, electronics, efficiency metrics replaced longevity. Few realized it at the time, but the W123 marked the end of an engineering philosophy that would never return. The most recommended model year is 1983, the final and most refined production year. This isn't just an engine that runs forever. It's the reason the legend exists at all.